Hey YouTube, welcome back. Welcome to another episode. This time, we're getting back on a long lost project that started. Kind of wish I got more time to do it, get back on it, but here we are. If you want to see what we're doing? Stick around. Alright, for those of you who have followed my channel a decent amount, you've probably seen a couple videos of me doing some overhead speakers in my CF Moto ZForce 800. We're actually getting back on that today. So we have the speaker pods already in there, ready for paint. Smooth them down a little bit, and then fill the speakers in, and they'll be good. In the meantime, I've started getting the area for the radio, the cabinet. Kind of drew a blank for what I was thinking of saying, but we have right here. We have started to get the bracket for the radio. This here I'm making it out of 1/2-inch blown PVC, so that way the water is not going to cause a problem. But you see, it's going to be able to fit right up there nicely. I'm going to make a few filler panels to go around. It bolts up, and it's going to bolt up and behind here, and it's also going to bolt to the roll cage on each side. So we're going to continue on. Got to get a top on this, get some side pieces thrown in there, and start making it look like something that's going to house the radio. So stick around and see what comes. Alright, so what we've got going now is I have these side pieces put in. I do have them notched to go around the roll cage. This is still going to fit right where I want it, right up over where the rear view mirror is. And I'm going to put another piece across the back here just to kind of close it in a little bit more. The radio itself, you can take it out of the case here. It's just a Kenwood Marine media player. I went with this one because it's a short body. That'll just slip right in there like that. I'm going to have a couple switches for my fog lights here. And I'll have this whole side for something else if I ever want to. And then I can have all the wiring come right here, tucked out of the way, and keep everything safe. It won't be waterproof, but where it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be a problem getting water in there. But if it does, that's why we got the marine unit, and hopefully that holds up to the weather anyway. So take the plastic off, and I will be routering the edges, cleaning up all the corners, making sure everything's nice and flush and rounded off so it looks proper. So right now I'm going to get something to put on the top and see what we can do about the back wall of it, and get it mounted. Okay, I figured out what I'm going to do here. As you can see, I've now got a piece of ABS going across the back here. It is arched inwards right now, but I will be heating it up to shape it back a little bit, because one thing I do know is when I put the radio in, even though it's a short-bodied radio, it's a little tight for the wiring. You can see how it's kind of pushing on things there. So once the glue and everything dries, I'm going to come across here with some heat. I'm going to mold it, shape it out a little bit, get it so it fits a little bit nicer, get it so it's not as far in, and go from there. See if we can't, I'd like to be able to get it out to about here and just kind of bend the top a little bit, but we'll see how that goes, see how it fits, and we'll be ready to put the top piece on here to cover it over completely, and then it's ready to be mounted and make sure it fits. Once it's all done there, then like I said earlier, I'd come along with a router, clean up all the edges, cut open a few spots here for my fog light switches, and hopefully make one step closer to getting some music in my side-by-side while I'm going down the trails. So I'm going to continue doing some gluing, and you sit back and watch some more. Alright, here we are. The glue's set up a little bit. It's fairly solid here along the back now. Now I got to do some plastic bending. I did get rid of the GoPro mount, which was right here. So now I'm going to angle, bend it up, and have it come in here. That way I do have a little bit more room if I want to put the radio in here. You can see how that's going to be real close. Not a whole lot of room to work with. I'd like to see it a little bit more. So I've got my heat gun here. I'm going to see if I can not burn my fingers and start trying to shape this a little bit more and hopefully gain some more space. So stick around.
I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me.
As you just saw, I probably burnt my fingers a couple times, but we have more space here for the radio. The wiring can go in there nicely. Tons of space for it. That can actually go there as well. That way I can keep that wiring even cleaner. We can put a bunch of stuff over here. Stuff in here if we have to. I've got a little bit more bending to do because I got to move these where these clamps are for the rear view mirror. I got to tuck them in a little bit. But other than that, this is almost a finished look for it. As you can see, the back's just been molded and shaped down a little bit. So I'm going to go melt up here, bend it in, reshape it a little bit, and go put it in and see what it looks like. Here we go. Okay, here we are again, continuing on with our CF Moto audio system. As you can see, I do have the radio in there. Everything's all set. Today we are going to do up some wiring. I am going to use some Nissan wire harnesses for make that a little clearer for you guys. I am using the Nissan harness to be able to plug this in, have everything work. That way I can still remove the radio and not have to worry about cutting any extra wires. I will be using the Metra 70-7552 and the 71-7552. So we're going to hook one side up to the radio. We're going to hook the other side up to come through the side here. And that way, like I said, if I ever have to remove the radio for whatever reason, I can just take it out, unplug it, same as you would inside of a car, and not have to worry about cutting the wires, damaging anything, and I can just replace it if needed. So time to get doing some wiring. And there we have it. We've got the harness all wired together. For those who are really watching, you'll notice that I only hooked up 2 of the 4 speakers. That's because I'm only going to have the 2 front ones for now. If I do anything different, I might put a sub back there, which I've got RCA outputs to run for that. So putting the rear speakers, I don't think that's going to happen. If it does, I'll just come back, redo this harness. As you just saw, everything's all heat shrunk, soldered. Should be good for whatever the weather wants to throw at us when we go out for a ride, or mud, snow, whatever. So there shouldn't be any issues there. So now, we got to get the other side wired up. Got a lot more wires on this side, but it's also meant to go on the factory side of the vehicle. So I'm going to get rid of some wires, shrink it down to what it is we need just for making this work, and go from there. So we'll be right back. Alright, so I've done a little bit more. I zip tied these 2 wires to the harness. It's for your microphone and like your satellite radio or CD changer. Not exactly, or even wired remote, I'm not sure exactly which. Never looked yet. It's not something I'm going to use. So, but by zip tying it this way, it puts the wire harness in the direction that I already want it to go. So I could just slide it right in. It's already there. Brings this harness over this way. And now I just got to bring some wires in on the back here to connect up to these. And I'll have the speaker wires already set, ready to go. I got to put some ends on the wires for them as well. That way, when I remove this, I don't have the speakers connected to it right there on the spot. That way I can take out one or the other. And then when I'm done, we can put the cover back on, just like that. Screw it down, lock it in place, and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to continue doing some more wiring, see if we can't get things ready, see if we can't get this thing sounding good. So stick around. Alright, thanks for sticking around. As you can see, I have a piece of plastic bent on the side here. It's 3/16 ABS. I don't have it permanently there yet, but I'm going to show you what we did with it. You can see it's kind of bent up, twisted around. Let's see if I can do this. First time seeing it for you guys. You can see how that's going to fit right up there, right in between where the speakers are. But you can also see that mount, that plastic where it's bent. It's contoured to fit right in between the speaker pod and the radio housing. And it's going to bolt right to that crossbar that goes straight across there. So now, I've just got to do that to the other side, and it'll be solidly mounted. Till then, I'm going to sit back and look at it and admire my work. Now I'm going to go burn some more fingers and melt some more plastic. I'll be back. Alright, so here we are. We got the 2 plastic mounts done. So I'm going to be ending it off today. You can see I've got this mount here. Kind of goes, bends down. It just goes right along with the frame rails and the roll cage. Same with this side, it's all bent. It lines up with it. I've got to make a run in town, get some screws for it, get them so I can actually get it up there, get it mounted. I'm going to poke a hole here. I also got to get a rubber grommet so I can run the wiring out, keep it watertight. I know I said it earlier that I didn't know if it was going to be, but as I've been putting things together, molding and shaping things, I've figured out a way to do it to keep it so it will be watertight once I'm done. So that'll be great, because that'll really keep this radio from getting damaged. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to continue on later on once I get the screws, get rubber grommet, and keep you in the loop of what's going on. Hopefully it's not another 6 months before I get back to it, but customer's work comes first, as always. I do have some stuff to powder coat, but it's been raining like crazy for the last couple days, so I haven't been able to sandblast anything. So I'm kind of at a bit of a standstill, except for this stuff. So I'm going to continue on and see what I can do. So till next time, remember to stay warm and keep it loud.